Okay, Chad, I'm back with another video, Mud. I said I'm back with another video, Mud, and it's GS3 to Don, and we gonna get into this young and hefe content, my bad. We gonna get into this young and hefe content, don't care about the number what the check say. And you feel me? This content is about Big U, man. This is damaging. Big U kidnapping loose cannon daddy, Nutty, Eddie Boy, and why this person snitch. Let's get into the content, man. With no further ado.
Kinda hard to hang with clicks. Rather run and chase these commas while I'm smoking on this spliff. Drop a name if you gon' diss. Tell us niggas always pissed. Really like these niggas' father. Now they wanna raise their wrist. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipients of Hot Topics, man, is Big U, Eddie Boy, Loose Cannon, and Nutty. So I dropped a segment last night. I reacted to some content that Eddie Boy had put out there, you know what I'm saying, by way of Loose Cannon, you know what I'm saying, and his lawyer firing him. Now, we already know that Loose Cannon, you know what I'm saying, is a liar. You know, he's caught up in any and everything, and he's going to continue trying to spin his way until he get out of jail. But whatever he's spinning, seems like the lawyer's not buying it. And the lawyer is not stupid whatsoever. Some lawyers might be slow, but for the majority, a lot of these lawyers and past these bars, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these lawyers, you know what I'm saying, have degrees and things like that. So it's like when you coming from the Loose Cannon level with the spin game, man, they not buying none of that. They can smell it a mile away. But however, this not even wholly about Loose Cannon. So basically, this is a breakdown, you know what I'm saying, allegedly, of things that have transpired over the years, you know what I'm saying, things that have transpired between Big U and I guess, you know, Eddie Boy and as well Loose Cannon Father. We've been learning something new about Loose Cannon Father yesterday. Like I said, the content I dropped pertaining to Loose yesterday was also how his father was the one that placed Demon from 5'9" Hoover in jail that Gumby allegedly, you know, did his thing on, you know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just crazy, man. This breakdown, toxic media, you know, he coming with the breakdown. Obviously, somebody is filling him in on what's going on or, you know, wanting him to break this because he's coming with it. And you already know, man, it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
Of the history between Big U, Loose Cannon, and Eddie Boy, and the drama within this triangle is one of the craziest stories that you'll ever hear from the streets of LA. And it starts off like this. Back in the 80s, when Big U used to have hair and was terrorizing the streets, well, one day, Big U met a new friend that he brought back to Crenshaw. And his friend talked a little slow, but he always made everybody laugh by saying something crazy and having wild stories. Big U's new slow friend was entertaining. Everybody loved him. The 60s welcomed him with open arms. They said, man, you be saying the most crazy, outrageous stuff. We're gonna call you Nutty, because you be sounding nutty. Pause. But the hood loved him, except for Eddie Boy. Eddie Boy recognized him. He said, nah, I think that's the hood hopping snitch. I'm telling y'all, like Fox, CNN, MSNBC, this man is bad news. But they said, man, Eddie Boy, shut your hating ass up. We love Nutty, and we don't care what you say. Well, as time went by, a lot of cases was caught, and a lot of the biggest rolling 60s got caught up, like Big U, Petey Crack, Nutty, Eddie Boy himself, and his little brother. Well, they found out Nutty has been working with the police and has been giving them a lot of information. This is when the rolling 60s came up with a plan. Big U and company kidnapped Nutty when they got the chance, and they gave him a bunch of names that he better not snitch on, including Big U, U and one of their biggest joints, Petey Crack. They brought Nutty to his family's house. Big U pointed at two little twin boys wearing baseball helmets playing soccer with a basketball. They said, Nutty, I know these are your twin sons, Loose Cannon and Looser Cannon. If you snitch on any of us, you're gonna make your little twin boys slower than they already are by doing you know what and you know how. And on Petey Crack's case, put the blame on hating ass Eddie Boy's little brother, Lil Eddie Boy. Man, Nutty was so scared. He did exactly what they said. But now, Loose Cannon don't got a father. This man's locked up for life, and Big U is free. Well, Big U felt guilty, so he took Loose Cannon under his arms and let him claim 60s, even though he grew up in the IE. Well, now Loose Cannon is looking at Big U as a father figure, not knowing he kidnapped your real father and threatened to unalive you if he crossed him. I told y'all Big U the biggest gangster to ever do it out of LA. Who more gangster than that?
That is some deep alleged shit, bro. Allegedly, this man supposed to did all this. That's deep. That is some gangster-ish. If Big U allegedly done this, boy, you like a movie character. You like something from out of one of the most coldest gangster movies, American Slauson gangster, boy.
Eddie Boy has been holding a grudge ever since, because now his little brother is locked up from Loose Cannon's father snitching on his little brother. 30 years later, Eddie Boy is fighting for his little brother's freedom, and he believed one of the only ways is to get Loose Cannon's father to make a statement, and only Big U can help him do that. This is when Eddie Boy first appeared on the YouTube streets. I don't know how the exposers found him, but they did. They pulled him into the ongoing beef between the exposers and Big U. They said only Eddie Boy can make Big U look like a rat because they was crimies on the previous case. But if rat with Eddie Boy fighting for his little brother's freedom, but needing Loose Cannon's father to make a statement. Well, Whack 100 somehow in the middle of all this. The next part of this video is gonna be long. Get your popcorn, your favorite soda, but this is Loose Cannon and Eddie Boy crashing out on each other.
It is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Because we all know, even when it comes down to the Eddie Boy 60 Crip, I don't believe it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck.
So you don't believe the Eddie Boy. You think Eddie Boy's capping. You don't really think Big U snitched on Eddie Boy.
No, see the thing is it's not saying snitching. Let me tell you something, right? So it's a difference between making a statement. I mean saying something in front of the police that you shouldn't say.
Right.
But it's not created a statement. You get what I'm saying? A
Right.
statement is like a lot of get caught saying stupid shit on the cam. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And then back then they didn't even have those body cameras. So
Of
basically
course.
you having to go off the word of the police. You can't take the word of the police over your homie. You know what I'm saying?
And you can't check because what's the name probably heard him say some shit like that, but it's not in no police report. It's not in no shit like that. Now, and if it was in a police report and somebody said it, like nigga, if you got court documents, the police report supposed to be in there. Dead
Right.
honest. So we ain't gonna sit there and I don't play it. I tell the truth, and I don't give a f- if I say something or whatever. Now you know my next statement is gonna do something about it.
Right.
And I feel like he's spinning whack wheels. He's spinning 600 wheels or whatever like that with the false claim. You get what I'm saying? Because he wanted to put jackets on certain people. The Eddie Boy was saying that my dad was on the case and he was telling. I said, send me the paperwork. No paperwork ever came. No paperwork existed. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like to a point where it's like I don't really, because if a nigga's a snitch, he's a rat. I don't know my dad at all. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
The first time I seen him, he was in a jail cell. So it's like, and I was a kid. I was like 5 years old. Do you get what I'm saying? So is you I don't have no love for a stranger. I can't love a stranger. So my grandmother and my grandfather raised me. You get what I'm saying? Made me who I am today. So at the end of the day, it's like I don't believe this. I think Eddie Boy is a crackhead, and I think that Cosby. No, because he
Crackhead Eddie.
yeah, no, on 6-0. Listen,
Ice cold. You know what I'm saying? And if you heard what I just heard, you see how cold it is. Now, like I said, here, the halfway and a half effect is just allegedly. You know, we hearing things, we hearing stories, we hearing other reactions, and we just giving our opinion and
And here on GS the Don the Media, I mean GS3 the Don Media, everything is allegedly. We all hearing this. This is all alleged stuff. Like my big brother just said, this is all allegedly.
our reaction by somebody that, you know, comes from the lifestyle and lived the lifestyle, you know, and been through them stoops and stuff like that and kept it solid, you know what I'm saying, whole way through and through. Now,
That part right there, through and through this man, real thorough person.
as y'all heard right here, right? So it goes back to like the late 80s, early 90s, you know what I'm saying, with Loose Cannon Father, you know what I'm saying, Nutty, you know what I'm saying, as we had heard previous times before, he had jumped from a few hoods and then somehow, some way, landed over there in the 60s, probably after he got Demon from 5'9" Hoover locked up. Now, I guess he was funny and, you know, had a sense of humor, so the guys from 60s, you know what I'm saying, I guess they took a liking to him and they let him, you know what I'm saying, turn 60s and or claim 60s. Now, the thing I'm missing that wasn't really explained, or maybe I'm just slow. So toxic media goes into correlating and as well giving you the relationships between Nutty, Big U, and Eddie Boy, right? Now, somewhere in this content, like it just speak about Nutty telling. Are they catching a whiff of Nutty being a CI and informant for the police? So allegedly they saying that Big U snatched the dude up, allegedly, and had to have a talk with him. And during that talk, they saying that it was a list of names that he was given that was supposed to be the top dogs, and he was told not to tell on these dudes. And to furthermore hit it home, if you do tell, you see these little twin boys you got right here with these Dodger fitteds and this basketball as if it's a soccer, we gonna sock it to them. That's just how this gonna go. If you play with me and these other guys, this is what's in store. And I guess, you know, Nutty allegedly loved Loose Cannon and his brother enough to where he took heed to allegedly the kidnapping and the names that was on the list and him being told not to tell. Now, this where it takes a certain twist. So I guess basically he was told not to tell on a certain few people and was then directed to tell on little Eddie Boy, allegedly, from what Toxic Media is saying and the information he was putting out there. So basically, they saying that little Eddie Boy is locked up for a crime he didn't commit, and Nutty was told to lie on him. So I guess this is where the beef comes in, with Eddie Boy feeling how he feel on top of what he says allegedly happened between him and Big U. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's a lot, man. So this dude went and told on all these people and got all these people time, and he's sitting on death row himself after already being kidnapped, allegedly. So allegedly, this kidnapping, I don't know what it put in him. I'm saying the fear of who? You know what I'm saying? The fear of what? Because it don't make no sense to go tell on anybody just to only be serving time on death row. So they saying from all this that transpired in the late 80s and early 90s, it's a full circle today with people that sought out and searched and brought Big Eddie Boy into the folds. of things that was going on. So Big U had that menacing presence and role and being a guy, and they said basically they was using Eddie Boy as kryptonite. Like, man, dude ain't tough or as gangster as the person that you putting out there, even if he is. Because one thing about it, bro, it's a lot of dudes that are told, that have shot people, beat people up, that was dangerous people, and when they told, they just turn poison. You know what I'm saying? But it don't take away from their characteristics and the thing that they do. Now they lose out on street credibility, but it don't take away from them being ready and putting forth that action. Because a lot of people will put forth that action and still go to the police. Or, be willing to deal and to knock you down and know a plethora of other things that's going on and a will and deal with the police to get you out the way. So it's just a messed up situation. I don't know if there's any truth to this because I'm not from this area. It's really not any of my business. It's on the internet. So y'all know how that go. We gonna react to the gangland and the things that's being said in certain names. And with that being said, we're going to conclude this right there. It's your boy, Young and Jefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
Me and you ain't got no motherfucking.
Okay, chat. And there you go there, man. And you can like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna keep getting high, bud. And at the end of the day got in.